been a saint to those poor unfortunate souls.
Hello, everyone. We are here in this special bonus episode to answer the age-old question, what are you doing on New Year's Eve? Welcome to Poor Unfortunate Podcast.
Oh, that was so bad. That was so bad.
I'm Caroline Ameti.
And I'm unfortunately Connor Perkins.
Connor, what are you doing on New Year's Eve?
I'm playing some games with you over Zoom.
Oh,
because that invite still stands. Alex sent me this really cool thing on TikTok of these people who do like Disney escape rooms that you can play for free online.
What?
Which I want to do that. And they have one for each park in Disney World. They have a Magic Kingdom and they get harder. And I want to do those. I think they are going to be fun.
Ooh, yeah, that sounds fun. Wow.
So yeah, hopefully on New Year's Eve, I'm with you, baby.
I got you, babe. Well, I hope everyone is having that kind of New Year's Eve this year. I hope we're staying in and
stay in, stay
drinking
safe,
some bubbly and having a good time and being safe. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't think it would be much of an understatement to say it's been a bit of a tough year for
just a wee bit,
a little for all us.
A wee bit of a tough year.
Thank you, Mrs. Doubtfire.
Oh, dearie, 2020 was a shit show.
It's comforting when I hear it that way. So we thought that instead of looking ahead and making New Year's resolutions and getting all excited for 2021, because you know what? Who knows what's going to happen? We hope only the best, but we really don't know.
We don't.
We thought we would take one last, deep dive into 2020 and all of the absolute shit that it held. So we made a little list for you all of the most 2020 Disney moments that we could think of.
So in honor of 2020, we have made a list of the 20 most 2020 Disney moments. So these are moments in Disney that just, for some reason or another, jive with the theme of the year of what the hell? So I'm going to start off with that feeling of just utter surrender to hell that comes from Lilo lying on the floor, staring at the ceiling whilst listening to an Elvis record, saying to Nani, leave me alone to die. I feel like we've all been there.
Oh, yeah.
We've all had those moments where it's like, how did we end up on the ground? I've never laid on the ground of my apartment or my house before, and here I am. So I feel like Lilo was there before us.
She was.
Yeah.
I think for me, a great encapsulation of 2020 feelings is that moment towards the end of The Princess Diaries when Princess Mia's car breaks down in the middle of a thunderstorm on the way to try to, make her big speech and look beautiful. She's just getting poured on. She tries to get the top of her car to close and it won't close. So instead, she just lays back, lets the rain absolutely drench her and just goes, is this punishment for driving without a licensed driver in the front seat?
Yeah, and that's another moment of surrender.
She does. She just gives it up.
She gives it up to Jesus.
And just, wondering whether this is all punishment. I think we can all relate.
Yeah. So I feel like another big mood of 2020 is the one where you are just caught completely off guard by everything that is happening, because who honestly could have seen this coming? So I feel like one of the best articulations of this is in Peter Pan, when that precious little baby seagull nests on Captain Hook's barber towel and unknowingly gets his ass fully shaved by Mr. Smee. I feel like we have all gotten our asses fully shaved by Mr. Smee this year without knowing it. And then we're just like, and we fly off and we try to do well, but like our pride and our dignity, it's just shot. So,
and you're also just very shocked at seeing like what seagull, like bare seagull ass looks like.
Exactly.
It's not what you expected.
No. Yeah, we get that nice little oil just like slapped like yeah, that feels so 2020.
Not that sound effect. Oh my god. This is a simple one. I mean, I feel like this could just apply to. I think this just applies to the entire year. Wrong lever from The Emperor's New Groove. I mean, that's it. That was this year.
Someone pulled the wrong lever. Continuing on my theme of just like what happened is from Princess and the Frog when Big Daddy is sitting at Tiana's diner eating beignets and Charlotte just snatches it right out of his hand and he just deadpans to the camera. What just happened? That's where I'm looking back on this year. I'm just like, what happened?
I feel like that was like March 13th was that moment.
I feel like that moment was yesterday.
Also that.
It is simultaneously March 13th and this moment.
This next one, again, I think it's very relatable for all of us, but I think this is this especially relates to millennials and just like, what we've been handed in this country and in this time of our lives. I think this is us. So it's that moment in Frozen Fever right at the end when that huge snowball that Elsa like sneezes out of Arendelle flies out of Arendelle across the ocean to the Southern Isles and straight up crushes Prince Hans as he is already just standing there shoveling horse shit.
Yeah. We inherited like a broken economy. Our goals will never be achieved. And then this. In the words of Tiger King, we will never financially recover from this.
Great. You should probably listen to this list with a cocktail. Maybe I think it might help.
Yeah. If you don't have a drink right now, grab one. So, I'm going to go right back to Lilo and Stitch because I think Lilo and Stitch is honestly one of the best articulations of this year because that movie is nothing but just managing chaos. And I think the spilled ice cream man, every single scene with the spilled ice cream man is just 2020. Just ice cream on the ground.
And he's always like kind of emotionless, but like kind of sad too.
He's just like disappointed. It's just like, fuck.
All right, my next one. I mean, I personally feel like this all the time, but it's definitely been exacerbated by all of the Zoom meetings that we all have to be in all the time. And so I feel like this is what we all feel like when you finally are about to log out of your last Zoom of the day. And that is Tour Guide Barbie during the credits of Toy Story 2 when she's waving everyone goodbye as you're leaving the theater. And just like, is everybody gone? Oh my God. It's like, my cheeks are killing me.
Yeah, when you're just like, bye.
Like, I can't keep smiling like this anymore.
Yeah.
And then she's like, I think I need a break. A little break? Okay.
I literally did that the other day where I was in a Zoom meeting with everyone from work and I'm just like, everything is fine. I have everything under control. There are no fires happening.
I also feel really bad. Like, as soon as I like slap the top of my laptop down, like my face just drops. It like my face falls off.
Yeah. As soon as I log out of a Zoom, I'm just like, but speaking of things being on fire, I think that this year is also so well captured in the entire disaster sequence from Olaf's Frozen Adventure. Just
totally,
starting 2020 out, cruising on the sleigh, rocking out, swinging a towel over your head until you accidentally set fire to everything and unhitch it from your trusty reindeer friend. And then you're careening down, a cliff. And you only realize this after you pass said trusty reindeer friend and make like a look like, what? And then, it falls off the cliff and explodes. So I feel like that was January to like April.
Yeah, because I was gonna say at the beginning of it, he's like he thinks he pushes the coal off of the sled and he's like, crisis averted. I feel like that's like things weren't going quite right in January, but we were like, crisis averted, it'll be fine.
People were like, you're wearing gloves on the subway? Nerd. Now I'm like, I don't go on the subway anymore.
Oh my God.
I don't live in New York anymore.
I don't live in New York anymore. Lol. Oh my God. Okay. So if any of you have been on the dinosaur ride in Animal Kingdom, you know the part of the ride right at the end where, spoiler alert, you're escaping, back. You're trying to escape from the meteor crushing you as well as the dinosaurs. And it is pitch black dark. Your vehicle is careening around and it's about to throw you out of it. And then you hear our narrator, our tour guide, just going, "We're not going to make it. We're not going to make it." And the sirens are going off and you hear a meteor crashing behind you and dinosaurs are like roaring and dying and you can't see anything. I feel like that was like April? Now? Yesterday? June? June was pretty bad.
All of it. All of it.
Yeah, that's this.
I mean, I feel like that's going to be New Year's Eve too. Because I'm like,
New Year's Eve is that, yeah.
I don't know if I'm going to trust it. I'm going to, like, I don't know if the clock will fully tick over. Who's to say this doesn't just go to, 11:60?
Stop.
Oh, this one fits right in with our dark sense of humor.
Great. This one.
I don't know if you all are familiar with one of the big things that has happened this year, but we are living in a global pandemic caused by COVID-19. So it's only fitting that I take something from the live action Beauty and the Beast, another shit show. So, I mean, nothing is more 2020 than Dan Stevens as the Beast in Belle's house, looking around and just saying, "A doctor's mask. Plague." That's 2020, baby.
That's my favorite voice that you do.
It's like a little bit of Sean Connery in there because of the voice changer.
I am the one who had it all.
I am the one who had it all.
Shit, that's really good.
I was the master of my fate.
In my life.
I never needed anybody in my life. Because that's when the auto-tune hits.
I think that auto-tune hitting is just...
Jason Derulo. I got you. So there you go. Doctor's mask. Plague.
Oof, wow. How do you follow that?
I mean, that's going to be, when they do the modern adaptation of Beauty and the Beast, they'll jump back to 2020
Set it in 2020,
Belle's
yeah.
house, and they'll be like, "A homemade mask found on Etsy. Plague."
I can't go on.
Well, we must. So,
all right. So during I Have a Dream in Tangled, I think we can all identify with our man, Eugene Fitzherbert, aka Flynn Rider, and I will now give you a dramatic reading of his lyrics in that song. And he says, "I have dreams like you, no really, just much less touchy-feely. They mainly happen somewhere warm and sunny, on an island that I own, tanned and rested and alone, surrounded by enormous piles of money." And honestly,
same.
That's like my 2021 mood board.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like an honorable mention in that scene is just the hook hand ruffian going, "I had a dream once."
Yeah. Or honestly, just like the drunk, like Cupid guy. Just like swinging around in a diaper, kind of drunk.
"I got some dreams. I got some dreams."
That's it. Honestly, that's what it is. That's what I feel like every day when I'm walking around in my slanket and I'm like, "I got some dreams.
I got some dreams." Whoa. Well, I'm going to keep on my COVID sort of thing here. And, we're not as vigilant as we should be anymore because we're all COVID tired. But I mean, I just know, like, whenever I go outside and then I come back in and I like take off all of my clothes and then like shower myself and wash my hands and put those clothes in the thing. I'm just, it's exactly like Finding Nemo when Nemo's there and Gurgle's like, "Where are you from?" He's like, "Oh, the ocean." He's like, "The ocean? He hasn't been contaminated yet. Jacques, oui. Clean him, oui." Like that's
I love Jacques. And then I feel like the day that we're all vaccinated, it's going to be like the sun is shining, the tank is clean. The tank is clean. And that's when we all have to go back to work.
Yeah. But before that, we'll all be in the little bags just floating in
no.
in quarantine.
Yeah. Oh.
Now what?
That's me trying to like relearn how to socialize after all this.
Yeah, really. So I'm just going to blow through some of my quarantine ones here. The other one I have is, whenever you're around an anti-masker, it just feels like Buzz when he has his helmet taken off. He's like, I mean, from Toy Story. Like, yeah,
your performances in this episode are incredible. Thank you.
And then, I mean, this is my other quarantine thing, and this comes from Beauty and the Beast, the animated one, so the good one. And this is like when your work says you're going back in person, and it's with the Beast pounding on Belle's bedroom door saying, "You can't stay in there forever." And then Belle just goes, "Yes, I can."
The way she says it is so sassy. It's so good. Yes, I can.
So yeah, there's a couple more of my quarantine-y ones.
Quarantini. So the next one that I've got, you've seen us, I think I've posted this on the Instagram before, but that classic moment in Frozen 2 when the citizens of Arendelle have evacuated. They're waiting to figure out what the hell they're going to do. They think their town is about to be squashed. And Olaf is just sitting with the children of Arendelle and letting them stick his face with ice crystals. And he's just like, we're calling this controlling what you can when things feel out of control. I feel like that's me in like all of my like online shopping packages that I'm literally surrounded by in this room right now.
Or your art of animation, like drawing and coloring and posting on.
That's what it is. Yes. At the beginning of quarantine, all I did was draw cartoons.
Yeah. Or, as I might say, and this ties right into my next one, people who try out new quarantine hobbies and feel a little bit like the three fairies in Sleeping Beauty, where it's like, but you can't sew and she's never cooked. Because we all know those people in our lives. Everyone with their sourdough starters.
I was going to say everyone who has made a sourdough starter who has never cooked.
Someone send me your sourdough starter. Can you imagine Fauna with a sourdough starter?
I can.
Like that thing.
But she would let it blow up to be like the size of the house, though.
Yes, and it would like take on a life of its own and then become magical and would be the villain in Sleeping
Beauty. It would be like
too.
oozing out
the attack of the sourdough starter.
Yeah. Oozing out of the cottage windows.
Can you imagine if like Maleficent's spirit came out of the dragon and went into the sourdough starter and you just see this thing bubble up and it's like huge and massive and then the little horns come out?
You just imagined if Maleficent was a sourdough starter.
If you haven't imagined Maleficent as a sourdough starter, are you a Disney fan? I don't know.
Oh my God. Oh.
Folks, this is where we are.
Oh my God.
And I just have a couple more. So I think Sadness and Inside Out gives us exactly some of the correct feels of like with some of her quotes of I'm too sad to walk, just give me a few hours.
I'm pretty sure I've said that.
Yeah. Or crying helps me slow down and obsess over the weight of the world's problems. That's like election.
Yes, ma'am.
Election night.
Yes, ma'am.
Election night / week.
Yep.
And then I have another fun stay-at-home activity. Your home exercise routines that feel like Winnie the Pooh singing Up, Down, Touch the Ground to make room for more food. So you can gain your quarantine 15.
Also, just doing that without pants on is very relatable as well. In a shirt that's too small.
Yep. But it wasn't at the start.
Oh.
And then this is my last one. This is the 20th
I love this
most 2020 Disney moment. And that is riding the waves of the corona lockdown like the prisoner in Hunchback of Notre Dame who keeps finding a way to be free only to fall right back into prison or eventually the sewer. Just going, I'm free. Dang it. That's
if you don't know what that is, you've got to go look it up.
It's one of the best moments of the movie. Like that movie is beautiful and stunning and sophisticated, and then we've got that, and it's perfect. It's like all of us, stunning, sophisticated, but
doomed. And we thought of one. We were like, let's balance this out with what do we want to feel in 2021? What's a really beautiful Disney moment? And
so
I
we're
think
adding our one to make it 21.
21 for 2021. And honestly, I didn't even realize this when we chose it, but it takes place in the Kingdom of Corona. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Right. So it's that beautiful moment at the end of Tangled when Rapunzel finally returns to her parents, the king and queen, and they recognize her, and her mother grabs her and hugs her so hard. And then her father comes and hugs the two of them. And then they all just fall to the ground. And then they pull in Flynn as well, which I think is really nice.
Your quarantine BF.
That's when you finally open up your quarantine pod again and you can pull in somebody else.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a perfect encapsulation of what we're hoping for in 2021. Will we get it? Stay
Probably
tuned to
not.
find out.
Oh.
Shit. So, yeah, those are our 20 most 2020 Disney moments and our one moment to get us to 21 for what we hope to see in 2021. But I do want to say this year, we all know what it's been. But I am extremely, extremely thankful for the community that this podcast has brought together. It's been such a privilege and so much fun. It's been a saving grace most of the time to do this with you, Caroline, and to share it with everyone who's listening. And as much as I want us to have our launch party,
yeah,
that we never got to have because we were just like, fuck it, launch it in quarantine. Who cares?
Yeah.
As much as we didn't get to have our launch party and I want it, I think that we connected with everyone who really needed it right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you all for listening. Thank you all for making 2020 worth it. Thank you for making it that much easier to get through by being there with us.
Aww.
We love you and we appreciate you.
Yes.
And Caroline, I love you and I appreciate you.
I love you and I appreciate you too. Oh, I'm emotional.
So here's to 2021.
Yeah, and know that in 2021, whether we have ever communicated with you or know that you listen to the podcast or not, if you are listening to this right now, truly know that you have two people who are rooting for you, who are in your corner, who believe that all of your dreams will come true. Just know that, like, you, I mean, this is so corny, but you really do have a friend in us because you are friends to us and you make our lives better.
Yeah.
It's going to be okay.
Here's to 2021. It's going to be okay.
Cheers.
Maybe not great, but okay.
Oh, but okay. I'll take okay.
So thank you all for listening to our bonus episode. Our next episode will be on January 11th, Monday, January 11th. And that will be back to our regularly scheduled episodes, starting with tips and tricks. In the meantime, if you like what you have heard, please remember to rate, review, and subscribe to the podcast or hit the follow button wherever you are listening so that all of our episodes download directly to your device and you don't miss anything.
And please follow us on social media. We are at Poor Unfortunate Podcast on Instagram and on Facebook, and we are at Unfortunate Pod on Twitter. And as we always say, we have our lovely group on Facebook, the Poor Unfortunate Fam, where we have listeners of the podcast join in and take silly BuzzFeed quizzes, talk about the episodes, just form a little bit of a community and just so you can know who else is listening out there and make some new friends. Please join us. You answer a few questions and then we'll let you in and we'll be there too so you can talk to us. And you can always email us at poorunfortunatepodcast@gmail.com. We love emails.
We do. We love it.
We haven't gotten one in a while since the Swedish bikini lady ditched us, so.
Yeah. But also, you know, I know it's around the holidays. People have a lot of different things going, but if you find it in your hearts and if you find it in your wallets to give us a little donation so that we can keep the podcast free and coming to you, we do have a PayPal account. The link is in the episode description. The links are also on our website links that are in our social media accounts. Truly, any little bit helps. You can make a monthly donation. You can make a one-time donation. It can be as little as $1. Anything is super, super appreciated, or even just a share to someone who might love to listen to it. It all means a lot to us. Alrighty, let's ring in that new year, and we will see you all in 2021.
We will.
Until then, Beluga Savruga.